Update! On July 11th, we will march to our representatives' homes and demand a people's stimulus. On Saturday, July 11th, we will hold honking car parades and march to the homes of our members of Congress to deliver our emergency pandemic demands. We will rally outside their homes and share stories of how the pandemic and systemic racism have affected our lives. We will call them outside to commit to the people's stimulus. Hashtag people's stimulus. Sign up to join the action or help organize one at your member of Congress's house. We'll connect you with other organizers and your action will get on our events map where we'll share it with tens of thousands of people. We demand. Number 1, defund police and divert funds back to schools and social services. Number 2, Medicare for all, single payer. Number 3, monthly $2,000 cash payments for all. Number 4, cover payroll to protect small business jobs. Number 5, suspend rent and mortgage payments. And number 6, suspend student and credit card loan payments. Our government's heartless and immoral response to the coronavirus pandemic has devastated this country. The U.S. has more cases and deaths than any other nation on earth. The Democrats and Republicans used the pandemic and economic depression to hand Wall Street trillions of dollars in corporate bailouts. Meanwhile, working people have been left struggling to afford basic needs like food and housing. Now that big business has raided the Treasury and the Fed, Washington is saying that this next stimulus bill in late July will be the last. We demand that this be the people's stimulus. The only way this ever could have happened is if our heroic progressives in Congress had demanded it up front with the first package. For all of us to get this to happen, we're going to have to be carrying a pretty fucking big stick. Click a button below to sign up or scroll down for a more detailed list of our demands. Join the action, endorse as an organization. Things are about to get even worse for millions of us. Expanded unemployment benefits are ending on July 31st. Federal and state moratoriums on evictions and foreclosures are expiring in July, and millions can't pay their rent or mortgages. 40% of small businesses could go bankrupt in the largest wave of corporate consolidation ever. 42% of jobs may never return. Our emergency demands must be implemented immediately. Debt payments must be suspended at least until there is a vaccine and the pandemic and economic crisis are brought to an end. If Wall Street gets the biggest bailout in American history, if billionaires get to rake in hundreds of billions in new wealth, if members of Congress get to bail out their own businesses, then the people are going to get a people's stimulus. For months, the corporate parties have been telling us to wait our turn for a corporate bailout that has never come. This is our last chance to get a people's stimulus. Actions at Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti's house just helped protesters divert $133 million from the police budget back to the community. If the Democrats and Republicans cannot bring themselves to guarantee health care, housing, a basic income, and freedom from police brutality and crushing debt in the middle of this devastating crisis, then they will never stand with the people. Join or help organize a local action. In addition to these emergency, common sense, justice-centered economic and health safety measures, additional policies must be enacted to help shift the underlying system failures that set us up for this crisis. The Fed must bail out state and local governments instead of just banks. We must bail out the post office and create a robust vote-by-mail system to ensure everyone's votes are counted in the November election. We must form state public banks and initiate a truth and reconciliation process to address systemic racism and poverty. We must swiftly move the Green New Deal forward because climate collapse will usher in a new wave of disasters that corporate capitalism is unequipped to handle. We must stop political corruption, including giving no bailout money to corporations with offshore tax havens, lobbying firms, and large advocacy and dark money organizations. We must punish insider trading in Congress and pass a constitutional amendment to end corporate constitutional rights and overturn Citizens United to get money out of politics. Movement for a People's Party actions at the homes of representatives and senators will build a working-class coalition and local People's Party hubs around desperately needed demands that almost everyone can agree on. If the Democratic and Republican parties refuse to stand for the people when we need them most, even after we threaten to replace them with a major new party, then it will become clearer than ever to millions of people that no other effort to reform them would have worked anyway, and we do indeed need a new and genuinely progressive party. These measures are the bare minimum and must be passed immediately. If you want to visit this site, go to peoplesparty.org.